here on the Curtain. Good morning to Mr. Trump.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
Good
Nice to be with you.
Yeah, it's great to see you again.
Every Monday and in the old days.
Just like Mike Huckabee, I'm wearing my Donald Trump tie
that's
today.
a very good tie. That's beautiful. I love doing the Mondays, but you know, a lot of people don't realize the only reason we're not doing it is because you're not allowed to do it if you're running for office.
You'd still do it.
Oh, we would still be doing it. Yeah,
Sure.
we'd be still having fun.
Well, the good thing is we're able to talk to you from time to time. You should drop by and you run for president. A couple of nights ago in suburban Washington, a bunch of Republican campaign people got together to figure out what to do about the debates because they felt that there was such media bias in the CNBC debate. They had to do something about it going forward. Some letter was produced with some demands or something like that. But you said you're not going to sign it because you're the negotiator. Anyway, you'll do your own deal.
I don't care. One thing I would like to say, I mean, it shouldn't be more than 2 hours because nobody wants that. We can stand there for 30 hours. What difference does it make? But it shouldn't be more than 2 because who's going to want to watch it? I always say Gone with the Wind is 3 hours. We're supposed to have okay, so we shouldn't. But I really think that the networks, of course, other than Fox, I think the networks should make a major contribution to the wounded warriors and to the vets. Because they're making a fortune on these debates.
Between 14 and 25 million people
watching.
They
had 25 million people. They used to have 2 million.
Negotiate for that?
I would do it. I would love to have it. And I would like to see the networks make a major contribution to the vets and, you know, maybe the same thing, the wounded warriors.
You know, President Obama called you guys out. He was mocking you yesterday right here in New York City, saying that, well, these guys and these one woman are complaining about the debate rules. Listen to him.
Have you noticed that every one of these candidates say, you know, Obama's weak. He's you know, Putin's kicking sand in his face. When I talk to Putin, he's going to straighten out. Just looking at him, he's going to be. And then it turns out they can't handle a bunch of CNBC moderators. If you can't handle those guys,
country is doing so poorly.
What's your response to the
Well,
president?
that's just, I say, you know, the CNBC, first of all, the tough questions were asked of me. I'm the one that wasn't complaining. I just think
They tried to blow you up in the first question.
Well, it was the most unfair question. This guy Harwood, I think he ruined his career. It was the most unfair question.
Well, you called him on it. You said that's not a very nice question.
I called him, and I called Kasich also, and I called a lot of people. And, you know, I love the debates. I've never debated before, and I've done well with the debates. I like the debates. I mean, they really serve a great function. They serve a great purpose. But I will say,
just respond to the president,
Yeah, I just think he's done such a terrible job. I mean, he's good with the little ad libs, but he's done such a terrible job as president. I mean, he's good with the little ad libs, but he's done such a terrible job as president that I think, frankly, and of course Hillary's done a horrible job, and, you know, Sanders blew it up when he gave away the email thing. I think he just lost. It was like saying, I want to have a nice little sound bite. I'm going to have a lot of fun. But in the meantime, he lost. He's over. So assuming Hillary doesn't get in trouble with the emails, which, frankly, she should, but she probably won't because she's being protected by the Democrats because everyone else got in trouble with what she did.
Well, speaking of the Democrats protecting, you know, the president makes fun of, well, if they can't handle some CNBC moderators, how can you handle Putin and the Chinese? The Democrats will not appear on a debate on Fox News Channel. They're on CNBC, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, Univision, everybody but Fox. So what's he talking about?
Well, look, if you watch the Hillary debate, it was all softballs. Hillary was all softballs, everything. And they had it, in all fairness, it was very well orchestrated. They don't want to have anything happen to her that's going to be bad.
Sure.
And they didn't hit her with one question. With the questions we were getting, they were nasty questions. I mean, I actually said, the first question, I said, boy, that's a nasty question. So, look, it's fine. I want to have debates. I like to have the debates. It's actually, I'm enjoying the debates as somebody, you know, these politicians.
Yeah, but are you taking the lead to negotiate new rules and getting ahead of the field?
Well, I think some of the rules. In all fairness, you know, I read where they want to do some air conditioning.
Sure.
That's second debate. Can I be honest? That second debate. The room was 100 degrees out. If we were sitting there, and a couple of them were melting. I was looking at some of the candidates; they were melting.
Mr. Trump, let me ask you about taking the lead, because right now there's a new national poll out, Wall Street Journal, NBC poll, that puts Ben Carson, for the first time since June, someone's ahead of you. He's at 29%, you're at 23%. How do you look at this challenge, and what is your next move to get back on top?
Well, I like Ben, but Ben can't do the job. I mean, there's no question about it. He can't do the job. He's not going to be able to negotiate with China. It's not his thing. He doesn't do that because it's not his thing. It's not in his wheelhouse. He's never done it before, and I don't think it's, meant for him. These are people, they come at you, they're fierce. You know some of the deals I've made with China. I've made great deals with China. I beat China all the time. I love doing it. But that's what I do. Our trade deals are a horror. Our military is a mess.
You don't think Ben Carson can do that, rise to the occasion?
I don't think he can. No, I don't think he can do that. I think he cannot make deals with China. I think he cannot make deals with Japan. If we don't start taking back our jobs, if we don't start taking back our money, our finances, our base from China, we are in a situation which I don't think is recoverable.
Right.
And I will do such a job. I have Carl Icahn lined up. I have the greatest people in the world lined up.
What do you think it is about Ben Carson that a lot of people are going, Mom, there's something about him I like?
Really don't know. I think he's a nice person. I like him. But I don't really understand it now.
He's an outsider. He's an outsider.
An Iowa poll, in all fairness, 10 minutes ago just came out, PPP, and I'm leading in Iowa.
You are. And you weren't last week.
I wasn't last week. And this was done after the debate. This was done actually a little bit before the debate. New Hampshire I'm leading, Florida I'm leading, South Carolina I'm leading. I'm leading all over the place. So this is fine. Right. I mean, those early states are
and you've already let out an immigration plan, a tax plan, and now you have a friend.
Well, Ben is weak on immigration. Let me give you an example. Ben is very weak on immigration. He's very weak. I'm very strong on immigration. And Rubio is horrible on immigration as far as Rubio is concerned. So it's a...
These are some of the things that are contained in your brand new book. We're going to talk about it. Donald Trump is not going anywhere. He's got this new book. It's called...
Is it better than Art of the Deal? That's the big question.
It's called Crippled America, How to Make America Great Again. More with Donald Trump in 2 minutes. You're watching Fox and Friends live from New York.
Well, the name of the book is Crippled America, How to Make America Great Again. A lot of this Donald Trump talks about in the stump speech that rocketed him to the top of the polls, and Donald Trump is our guest again.
Yeah, Donald, will you explain the look on because it's the first story. You are almost grimacing on the cover of the book.
The meanest, worst picture. And, Simon & Schuster, who did the book, they came and they said, we want the most beautiful picture. And they sent up this wonderful photographer. He took these beautiful pictures where I'm smiling and happy and beautiful, and they took one by accident where it wasn't ready, and that was the picture.
This was it.
And the book is called Crippled America. It's a tough name because our country is crippled. Our country is really in trouble with the 19 trillion and the wars and all of the things that we're doing so badly. We don't win anymore. We don't have victory. So that's the whole thing. But
how do you say that?
I chose that picture.
Yes.
Well, I chose that picture. And I didn't even choose. Everybody immediately said that's the picture. That's by far the worst picture.
It's a game face.
Well, that's by far the worst picture. Yeah, it's a game face.
Mr. Trump, did you think that title, because under it is what you've been campaigning on, How to Make America Great Again, when you chose Crippled America, did you think for one moment, because some people said that's harsh. This is a great America with poor leadership.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, it does have, but it's also a country that's in serious trouble. When you have 19 trillion, we owe money with all of the money that Japan and China and all these countries that we owe them trillions of dollars. We owe them money. They take our money, they take our jobs, and we owe them money. We are in serious trouble as a country. And, it was interesting. I was reading something, and in a sentence, it said Crippled America. Somebody wrote crippled. I said, man, that's a terrible expression. And then I said, that'd be a great name for a book.
But the thing is,
that's what it is.
You got to ask America to make some tough decisions. They have to decide the entitlement programs that we've been paying out we can't afford anymore. You're going to get people to sacrifice more because you told them to?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring jobs back to this country. I'm going to make our country working again. They're going to want to do it. That's why the Hispanics just voted for me in Nevada. They voted. I won the Hispanic poll. I was at 37%, much higher than anybody else. We're going to bring jobs back to the country. We're going to make the country rich again, and we're going to be able to afford the entitlements. Because I don't want to do that. I'm not cutting Social Security. People are going to cut Social Security, cut Medicare.
You're going to grow away out of it.
Carson wants to cut Medicare. I think that's the end of his campaign. But he wants to he wants to get rid of Medicare. To me, that's the end of his campaign. That's a program that actually works.
He wants to graduate from health savings accounts.
Donald, he wants to get rid of Medicare.
I have read the whole book. It's terrific. It lays out your agenda, your dreams. I'm sure some of the things are going to come up in the Fox Business Network debate, which, as you can see right there, it's going to be Tuesday, November the 10th between 6, it starts at 6 Eastern time.
And ends whenever we're done.
And of course, before that...
It ends 3 hours later.
It's going to be a 2-hour debate. Of course, before that, this weekend, live from New York, you're the host of Saturday Night Live.
That's right, where they oftentimes have you guys
Will
on.
you bring justice to us?
I know. Boy, they treat you rough. They treat you rough.
Well,
You know, I look at him. He's a skinny guy. He's in great shape.
Yeah.
You don't look that way on Saturday Night Live.
well,
Things.
the guy who plays me on Saturday
Right.
Night Live is the same guy
That's
who plays
right.
you.
That's
I want to
right.
shift
And
back to
good job.
politics one more minute.
Go ahead.
On the real stage, when you're amidst the other Republicans there, is there someone that's sticking out to you as someone who could be by your side and take the lead and take on Hillary Clinton?
Yes.
Who?
I don't want to say.
Come on.
I want to win. You know what I want to do? I want to win. We're going to make the country great again. I want to make this country better than ever before.
So wait a minute. The
But
headline is you've
never
got a vice president in mind.
No,
on
I
that
have
stage?
somebody. I think I have 2 or 3 people that I have a lot of respect for that I really think could be really good. But I don't like to talk about that
Okay.
until I win. I want to win.
Okay.
Right.
We're going to make the country great
Respect
again.
it.
I'm going to pick somebody. You're going to be happy with that person. But
and-
there are some good people up there.
And he's got another book out along with the Bible. This could be number 2 or 3. Bible's number 1.
Bible's definitely number 1.
It's out today. It's going to be a bestseller. Crippled America by Donald Trump.